Hi, welcome to Peace Donkeys. Today I'm going to show you how to make wax food wraps. So if you're like me and you really don't want to use plastic wrap, cling wrap, glad wrap, plastic bags, any kind of plastic or foil to be wrapping over your food, I've made some of these food wraps just from fabric that I've had left over from sewing projects that I've done, and they're good for, like these ones, really good for covering up vegetables. I've used this one to cover up cheese. Okay, so as you can see, it's just keeping all the things nice and fresh that you would have normally used glad wrap or plastic wrap on. So for this project, you're going to need some beeswax. I just got some beeswax from the health food shop. You'll need a little bit of baking paper to cover your tray. The baking paper doesn't actually protect your tray, but what it does, if there's any residue on your tray, it stops that from getting onto your fabric. And you'll also need some fabric. So what I've done with all the scraps of fabric that I've had left over from different sewing projects, I've just chucked all of this fabric into the washing machine just to make sure it's nice and clean and no residue. And I'm just going to cut them into the different shapes that I want to use. Now, because this fabric's been in the washing machine, the edges are a little bit raggedy, so I'm just going to take my scissors and just trim up the edges. Some people use pinking shears. I actually don't have any of those, so I'm just going to use plain ordinary scissors. This will work just as well, just to trim off the edges. Another thing you can do is we'll get that fabric out of the way. So if you want a bowl cover, then you just get a really big plate, turn it upside down, and you can get a bit of chalk and just mark around the outside of that, and then cut that around that mark, and that'll make a really nice bowl cover. So you're just going to take your beeswax and your grater, and you're going to put it on a piece of baking paper, and you're just going to grate away. I'm just doing it on the large size grater. Okay, so there's your grated beeswax there. Okay, so you're going to take your piece of fabric and you're going to put it on your baking tray. And then you're going to get your grated beeswax and you're going to sprinkle that over the top of your fabric, like a pizza. And just spread that around till you've got it fairly even. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So then you're just going to go ahead and pop that in the oven. Okay, so that's in there on around about 150, and you can see that that's starting to melt. You probably only need that in the oven for about 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so I've just removed this from the oven and just put it on an upturned plate. Lift that off. It doesn't take much once it gets out into the air. It starts to dry up pretty quickly. It's starting to firm up a little bit. You can just put that down and see that's starting to dry now. And in a couple of minutes, that's right to go. You can put that on a bowl, just mould it around the shape of whatever it is that you want to put it on top of. Okay, then you repeat the process. You just put down your fabric. It won't matter that there's already a little bit of wax there from the previous one. That'll just soak in. And I'll just use a little bit less on this one, so just sprinkle Sprinkle the wax on. Okay, so this is how to make a sandwich wrap for school kids and their lunches. So pretty much a square piece. I know this is not quite square, but you're just going to fold it over like so. Then you fold this part over. This part goes into there, like that. And you get your sandwich. Just lift that up, put the sandwich in. Okay, fold that down and that over. And then you've got a nice sandwich wrap that you can put a nice cold brick onto that, and that will stop the sandwich from becoming stale. Okay, so for about a half hour's work, you've got all these lovely food wraps, wax food wraps, that you've got a variety of for your bowls, sandwiches, and what have you. So the best way to clean your wax is to put your tray back in the oven without the baking paper on it, and then just get a paper towel and wipe up the excess beeswax. You really don't want to wash this in the sink or the dishwasher, because the beeswax will really clog up your sink. So just make sure that you get as much of it off as you can, and don't ever wash this tray in the dishwasher or the sink. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.